Rams Project. Are you ready for the calling that's going to come on you? That's going to come upon you? Are you ready for the calling that your family is going to call you on? Are you ready for the calling of what your community might call you for? As a man, as a husband, as a father, are you ready? Are you ready to be able to stand in the void, to be able to interdict and interpede whatever could come at your family? Are you ready? That's what we're going to get into today, guys. We're going to figure out where we're at. We're going to actually check off some boxes and see where we're at, so we can make this as like a sit rep to be able to figure out where we really are, so we can move forward and adjust and be able to act accordingly and fix whatever we need to fix. All right, let's get into it. All right. Look at the world it is right now, the state of affairs. Look at how it's rolling. Are you prepared for anything that could happen to you or your family or your community? Are you out and about actually talking to people that are a part of your community? Do you know them by names? Are you shaking hands? Are you trying to even have a relationship? Or are you trying to be this lone survivor? Guess what? The lone wolf always dies. The lone wolf always dies. The strength of the wolf is the pack. All right, so let's be packs. The strength of the ram is the pack. That's what we as rams are supposed to do. We intercede, interdict the problem that's going to happen. We use the pack as the strength, the herd. And that's what we're doing here. We're trying to grow the herd. All right, so that's what this whole exercise and talk is about. Is how do we grow the herd? How do we get ourselves better individually to make the herd better as a whole conglomerate? So, with that, are we ready? Are we ready for what could happen? Are we ready for with our families if there's somebody that's going to attack our family? Some predator, some whatever it is, somebody. All right? Are we ready for that? Are you physically fit and ready? That's one. Check that box off. If you're good to go, don't even need to address that anymore. You need to do it over and over and over again. It's a fleeting thing that we're going after with fitness. But if you're not fit, you need to get fit. You need to find a plan and get yourself to that stage or that area to where you can be fit for your family. Because you don't want to be winded and your daughter or son looking at you like, Dad, why can't you help us? That'd be a bad spot to be in, right? With that being fit, are you mentally prepped? Do you have the capacity inside of your brain to be able to understand these things? Have you read books to be able to understand what happens from them things or those scenarios? To be able to combat those, to get your mind straight and mind right, to be able to go through that and to prepare yourself for that. Whether it be hunger, whether it be medical issues, to be the leader of the family that you need to be, you've got to be able to be mentally prepared for that. And to be mentally prepared, you got to be spiritually prepared. So are you in the Word daily? Are you studying that to be able to understand what you're supposed to be as a man in God's eyes and how God has prepared you for that? He's given you instruction on that. So we should be in that and studying that to be able to have that instruction. Also, can you survive the whatever issue it is? And if in that situation, can you lead? Can you survive in that? Whether it be say there's an medical emergency with your family. Can you survive through that? Can you be the leader that you need to be through that? Can you guide your family and get them through that tragic situation and with a sound mind and keep them squared away through the whole thing and let them know that you're there? All right. Not that everything's going to be perfect, but that you're there to help comfort them through that. Being a leader in that. Also with, if there's any type of predator or whatnot you need to protect your family from, are you ready for that? Can you lead through that? Are you prepared to be able to do what is called upon to be able to do that? Or for your community, right? So there's another box we could check. Are we good on that? Do you have the firearms that you need to have? Me personally, I'm going to do a video on the 5 that I think you should have. I think there's 5. Maybe you could lower it down to 4. I'll probably make it down to 4. So it's more attainable. But yeah, every man should have a battle rifle and a pistol. And you should be training nonstop all the time, training, so that you're ready and prepared to do work when work comes at your feet. That's our jobs. We've always got to be ready to do work. All right. So the number one thing takeaway you need to get from this is that all those things that we're talking about, all those check marks, everything like that, we need to understand that it's going to be harder than we think it's going to be. So when it gets hard, that's when we've got to step up. We've got to be hard when it gets hard. So we have that situation where the hard comes at us. And the other thing with the hard coming at you, we make mistakes as somebody who's protecting, or when I was in the military or anything like that, it's where we have anything of the situation of where we think the enemy is less than what it is. We can never think that way. We should always think that whatever enemy's coming after us is smarter, stronger, better armed, better trained in everything than we are. We should always think of it that way. So if we think that way, that means that we're training all the time. And it always stuck in my head was a saying that we always have was, while you sleep, the enemy is training. And that is true. So it always made me want to go harder, keep my mindset straight, and keep in the grind. All right. So out of all those things, how can we negate all these things or grow in these things or make these situations better that we are struggling in? Because you're never going to be 100, right? We're never going to be 100 all the time. There's always going to be ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. We don't want to be in those. We want to be more of an even keel, but life throws things at you, man. And we got to be able to react and be offensive at the right times. All right. So to be able to fix those things, one, we need to be working out daily. We need to be working out daily. You got to be able to get yourself in a program to where you're able to stay fit. So whenever anything's called upon, you're there. You're able to go all the time. You should not be fit to be able to pass a physical fitness test. You should be battle ready, warrior ready. That's just the way a man should be all the time. All right. The other one is you need to prep your families for certain situations and scenarios. I know that's tough to be able to throw some of these things at them, but try to make them as positive as you can. All right. So we do it for fire escapes from the house, right? We do it for ABCs, airway breathing and circulation, or airway bleeding circulation. Also, we do it for anything where you have stop the bleeding. All these different things that we teach our kids. It should be the same as in any situation in life. Prep them. We prep them for tornado drills, hurricane drills, all these things. We need to be prepping for all things. All right. And get on it. So with those, we need to be in the community shaking hands, like I said before. We need to be growing our communities so that we can help our communities, so that we can have a discord between each other, so that if anything happens, we're able to help each other. And that's not just end times. That's just or war times. That's any natural disaster. All right. So that's what we can work with. We also need to be going through some type of leadership training. We've got to be reading books. Books are a lot of the ways that you learn how to lead. You get a lot of leadership knowledge just from reading and understanding where you're supposed to be at and how the world's actually working. And then get courses. There's a lot of courses out there that'll teach you how to lead, teach you how to command and go through a situation to be able to get a group of people to get to a certain goal or a liked together goal. So we go through those things, and we need to be able to get through those things to be able to lead the people around us. And then lastly, we need to be prepared spiritually. We need to get into the word. We need to be praying for that and getting all those things understood through God, right? We need to be praying daily. We need to be reading daily. We need to be in that daily. And we need to find mentors around us to help us get through that. All right. All right, man. This is what Rams is all about. We're supposed to be leading in these things and heading these things off and giving the direction that is needed in this world, in a world that is so lost right now. And that's what I'm trying to prepare y'all for and to get y'all to the point to. And there'll be courses that'll be coming in the future that will be able to help with these things, and they will help you. And we will be able to get this ship corrected, right? Hopefully it'll be good. All right, guys, that's all I have. Time is short. We don't have a lot of time. We got to be in these things. We've got to be studying. All right, we've got to be into the work. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Like, comment, share. Go to the Patreon. Check out the Patreon page. And also, make sure that you are letting people know about Rams so that they're able to be able to get this out there to them. All right, guys. So, appreciate it. I really do love every one of y'all for following and commenting and subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Well, y'all have a good one. Stay Oscar Mike.